Hello, everyone. It is a Monday morning sports extravaganza. We have three sports to talk about today. We're going to talk about football to start, then we're going to go on to hockey, and then we're going to finish with college basketball and a review a little bit of the algorithm I had set up years ago that I worked extensively on last year for college basketball because the college basketball season is starting tomorrow. I don't have predictions for those games yet, but we will talk about that file at the end of the video. So first of all, football. After looking at this a little bit more, I realized that we actually did not do as bad as I thought, even though it was a losing money weekend for sure. We actually beat the odds makers drastically in a couple different ways. The last game I hadn't talked about in last night's video was the Rams and Titans that ended up being a win for the Titans, but the Rams defense was hurting 21%. So was the Titans a little bit. They didn't have Derrick Henry, whatever. Point is, up at the top, you can see we actually win 4 out of the top 5 games on the money line. And that usually we like to win more than that, and we like to cover more spread and do a better week. But look at how bad the odds makers did. If you sort this by spread, or actually we'll sort it by money line ascending, okay? Money line ascending, which is this one. What that's going to show you is what the odds makers thought the best picks of the day were. They lose 3 out of their top 5, right? They got a little better down here, I guess, than we did because they're winning 4 out of their top 8. And we win, we also win 4. Actually, we win 5 out of our top 8. So we did better than the odds makers. But when you really look at how bad, look at this. I mean, they have Buffalo as the number 1 pick minus 14.5. They don't even put up 14 points, right? Then they had Indianapolis. That was Thursday, so we're not even talking about Sunday, right? They lose the top 3 games on Sunday. It was just an awful, awful, awful week for everyone. So it happens. I mean, that's why you don't blow your bankroll in one entire day. If you've heard me talk about that before, I recommend having basically, I bet about 1/7 of my bankroll. I've been rolling with a $700 bankroll forever, and I just do $100 a day. And then when I have a big win, I take a bunch out, and then I'll put $100 in every time. If I go through my 100 and I lose 7 days in a row, I just put 100 in, and I keep doing 100, and then I take a bunch out when I win again. And what that does is it makes me a lot more sane. So when you have these awful, awful days, I just lost my $100. I mean, yesterday I actually lost more. I bet on hockey and on football. I lost like $250 yesterday. So I was actually not really happy with myself that day. So you have to be very tempered in how you handle this, and you are going to have days like this. So as for Monday night, it does like the Bears to win this game. It's going to be close whether or not the Steelers to cover this game over the Bears, but it's going to be close in points, and the line is minus 265. Your safe bet is the money line there because the Steelers are probably going to want to win at home. Bears defense was hurting as well, right? Yeah, 25%. So there's a chance that the Steelers might even cover that 7, but the way things are going, I'd say the safe bet is just the money line. So that's the football update right there. Let's go to hockey. Hockey almost had a goose egg yesterday. Somehow we win the last game barely with Vancouver, a game I thought would be a tie that ended up having a margin of victory that is tied for the largest margins of victory in any game of the day. So boy, was it just a miserable day for hockey. Also, Nashville blows the lead. Islanders blow a lead in the third period. St. Louis blows this in the third period heavily. I got to give off-the-wall hockey guy credit. He had Anaheim yesterday, and they win here. But just everything lost. But that's, you can't, day to day, we had a good day on Saturday. It was 8-4. Get rid of this because it's old. It was 8-4 on Saturday. And then I think we had the perfect day on Friday where we won every game on Friday. Yeah. So it's sometimes choppy, but yeah, it's just a bad day on a short schedule. I can guarantee that Monday, today, will be better because even if we go 0-3, it's only 3 games we're losing. We lost 4 games yesterday. So let's take a look at this schedule really quickly. Loves with a capital L, loves Florida over the Rangers, and they're only minus 110. Shesterkin going, Bobrovsky probably going. Florida playing great off a win against Carolina. Obviously not going to be 9-1, but Their offense is fantastic. I mean, they put up 5 against Florida, right? Or against Carolina on Saturday. So think's a big game where Florida covers here. Buffalo and Washington. Buffalo usually gives Washington trouble. Their rating is low and they haven't been playing as well, but Washington hasn't been playing as well. So even though it's predicting a 4-2 or 4-3 type game, it's only the third pick of the day is Washington, and that line is not good. So it's saying Buffalo plus 1.5 really here. 1.5 gets them to 4, and that should be about even. But it's really a tough game to play. You'd probably stay away from this game. Whoever I bet on, you'd want to bet on the other team. LA and Toronto, likes Toronto a lot. Toronto playing better. Look at that. Toronto, but so is LA. However, Cal Peterson in net instead of Quick, if that's what it is. Jack Campbell should be better. Also a bad line, but it does think that Toronto will cover. So hopefully I have a better day today for hockey. Now, let's finish with some fun stuff. So, college basketball. Somebody asked me, what's the most predictive algorithm you have? And they were thinking I was going to say hockey. And the answer is no, not hockey. Hockey's actually the worst one. The best one is college basketball. So this is the first algorithm I ever created about like 12 years ago, I think. I did a March Madness bracket organizer and started paying attention to college basketball. And over the years, I've added a bunch of things to it. It is a lot of fun. There are so many games in college basketball every day that you have potential to pick from such a wide variety of options. And you can see that the strings of wins that we get are 4 or 5. So sometimes we'll have like 17 in a row at the top. I mean, look at this, right? Here's a string of 14 wins in a row at money lines that are not going to be great. You can see these spreads are not great. The money line is right here. I'll try to do some zooming. But you can throw some really enormous round robins together. I have hit 7 and 8 team round robins multiple times a year with this college basketball algorithm, and I've won money with this college basketball algorithm every year. So it's got a lot going on, and it involves updating player stats every day, updating injury reports now. I have an injury pivot that shows you how much of the team is injured. It requires some maintenance because we need to pull out players that sometimes drop out of school or don't play anymore. Then we have the team stats that come from, I believe it's Pro Reference. I'll have to look where this links to, but we'll refresh this. This will give you your season stats for everybody. And standings we have, and we rank everybody's standings by certain categories here, and we color code them. And this is helpful for determining who we think a better team is with this distribution that I've worked on for years to mess around with the season standings and figure out how much of each category matters, like adjusted offensive rating or net rating, all these things. So this has been tested for years, and it's really good stuff. So I will clean this thing up. I'm actually going to put this file here. I'm going to put this up. You can download this in the description to see how we did last year, because I'm not BSing here. Like this thing is really, really cool. Like, let me start looking at the days toward the end of the year last year. I guess I didn't update the last day, but 56 and 40, 27 and 7. Looking at right here. 25 and 9, 19 and 15. 16 and 7, 17 and 5. I mean, look at this. This is very winnable stuff. Now, like I said, a lot of these lines are bad, but we also have underdogs. Where's my underdog slicer? You can start to see how we do with underdogs every day, right? You got 1 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 1 and 1. 1-0. Oh, so we started to. There weren't as many underdogs available later in the season because all the odds makers started using this thing too. 1 and 1. I guess we don't. Usually we have a lot more underdogs. 0 and 2. Just kind of checking back. Actually, here we'll do this. All of our underdogs for the entire year were 194 and 175 last year. That's 53% of our underdogs. That means teams where the line is better than 100, right? That's the money line right here. I don't know. Oh, yeah, we've got some errors from, I don't know what the heck's going on here. I haven't looked at this. The first time I looked at this was this morning. But I will put this up, and you can get excited for college basketball because it's fun. And then I'll apply this to NBA. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers and I start monetizing these videos, I will also do the same idea here for NBA, because there's no reason why we can't apply the exact same formulas we have the exact same stats for NBA players, and there of course will be standings that are going to be smaller because it's only the 30 NBA teams or whatever that there are, and not so many college basketball teams. Looks like 350 something, right? So anyway, so that's what's coming down the pike for tomorrow. I'll see what I can do to get something up for tomorrow, but it won't be reliable that early in the season. But it might be actually, because we're going to use last year's standings for the first week or two while we're waiting for more standings to come in. So anyway, that's the update for Monday. Was not a good Sunday, but you're not going to win every day. And I would suggest you're doing betting right when you have a bad day and you lose everything and you just can go, oh well, and laugh it off because it's not a significant amount of money for you. If you're betting a lot of money and it really matters and you get really upset, in my opinion, you're not doing it right. You're not doing it for fun. So that's my advice. And is there one thing to do today? It's Pittsburgh to win in football. In hockey, it's Florida at -110. How do you take a team that hasn't lost in regulation against a Rangers team that's playing worse? So I agree with the algorithm completely. We've been losing picks of the day. Like, I think we lost yesterday, right? We lost yesterday with Nashville. We lost the day before. We lost with the Kraken to that crazy game against Wedgwood. I mean, we've been losing so many picks of the day that we're going to have to win one soon. Just law of averages. Edmonton, we did win against the Rangers. Barely. They had to come back and win that in overtime, though. Oh, my God. It's been tough. Right? Day before, Calgary lost to Dallas. I mean, wow. Like, we've been hemorrhaging picks of the day, so that's going to have to stop. I mean, we're law of averages. So, good luck, everyone. May all your picks be winning.